Hey planner friends! Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be planning from the 13th to the 19th of March in my Hemlock Oak weekly. Let's get started! So the kit that I'm using this week is Peaches and Cream from Plannerface, and I also have this blush pink floral deco sheet to go with it. I do PR for Plannerface, so you can use my code in the description to save yourselves a little bit of money and also mention me for a freebie. Although the differences between this very floral kit and the grunge kit that I used last week kind of give you whiplash when you turn the page, I figured I wanted something delicate and floral because this week was Mother's Day in the UK. Also with this kit, it's a little bit of shopping my stash because I'm pretty sure I've had this mini kit since about 2021. It's quite an old format of mini kit from Plannerface, so I definitely missed some of the things in the newer version of the kit. As always, in my Hemlock Oak, I'm starting by laying down the base of my spread. So down my sidebar, I have a squared off half box for my weekly focus, and then a decorative box, a habit tracker for my daily check-in, a Monday to Sunday box to mark in all of my meals for the week, and also a little to-do heart checklist box at the bottom so that I can put in any of my to-dos that are going like over the whole week. Because I line my sidebar up with the edge of the mini calendar along the top, I don't actually have to trim any of the stickers that I put in my sidebar. It's just in the columns within the actual week so that I have that tiny little piece of white space between each day. The date dots that I'm using on my date covers are from my Plannerface Advent box from last year. I was doing a great job doing the 13th to the 18th, and then for Sunday for some reason I picked up this 29 and I didn't notice until Wednesday. Next I'm just adding in a glitter header under each of the date covers, except on Friday where I'm first going to add in a long flag with some deco from the kit and a St Patrick's Day script from Tilly Journals to mark in that this day was St Patrick's Day, and then I'll just add the glitter header in underneath. Because the script for this was quite long, I decided that I would cover up the flag side of the sticker, so I'm just trimming off the points of the flag and then I'm going to cover it up with deco and add in my St Patrick's Day script. Next up for my weekend banner, I'm going to add in one of the thick washi pieces from the kit and then layer the weekend banner over the top of that. As with my previous spreads in this planner, I've trimmed one flag off each side of the Plannerface weekend banner, just because otherwise it hangs off the edge of the page a little bit after Sunday. I've then cut the second piece of washi from the kit in half to create my divider between my vertical planning space and my reflection section along the bottom. Next I'm adding in all of my decorative boxes, so for all of these boxes I've trimmed like a millimetre off the side of each of them before I lay them down in my planner, and then if I need to trim any horizontally I'm trimming them on my planner. I've planned out where my decorative boxes are going in my iCal before I start setting up the spread, so I've got exactly where they're going in front of me and whether I need to trim them or not. I am still kind of worried about trimming things on my planner because I've got a new blade in my craft knife which is super sharp and I really don't want to cut through the page by accident. For my decorative box on Sunday, I'm also using this as a space to mark that it's Mother's Day, so I'm just trimming the top off this box and making a right mess of it, and then I'm going to lay over one of the floral pieces of deco and a Mother's Day script from Tilly Journals. Also for this week, because I had that floral deco sheet from Plannerface, I've decided to use some of the florals with a straight line at the bottom to end my days at work, so I'm just adding these onto Monday, Tuesday, Thursday and Friday because I don't have a decorative box covering the end of work on those days. And then we can zoom in and start on some planning. So on Monday I'm using an event label and the book doodle from the kit to mark in that I was doing some of that shadowing that I thought was supposed to be last Friday. I'm then going to add in a blob of my theme colour for the month of March, which is a vintage moss passion marker. And then to mark in my work checklists for this week, I'm using these emotis working on their spring laptops from the Coffee Monsters Co. For my evening checklist, I'm using the laundry doodle from the kit, and then we can move on to Tuesday, where I'm first marking in that I had a one-to-one with the training officer about my portfolio this day, using a skinny event label from the kit. I then had my first weight session of the week, so I'm using one of my Pinky Stickers printables in green to mark that in. And then I didn't have quite enough space for my checklist, so I'm just going to move that floral divider down a little bit so that I can fit in an emoji for my checklist on Tuesday. For my evening checklist, I'm using yet another emoji, but this one is doing the dishes. And then I can move on to Wednesday, where I'm first marking in my usual Wednesday afternoon seminar using a quarter box and the laptop doodle from the kit. And this seminar was so chaotic because the person who was doing it was working from home and his dogs would not stop barking through the whole thing. So at the end he showed us all of his dogs. He had like 5. No wonder they wouldn't stop barking throughout the whole thing. On this date we also had a whole lab meeting, so I'm using a long flag with some deco from the kit to mark that in. That meeting was much less interesting because there weren't any dogs. Next I'm just adding in my checklist space for work on Wednesday, and then I'm going to just quickly skip back to Tuesday and add in a work from home script and Plannerface to the top of the day. For Wednesday evening, I'm first marking in doing some yoga at home using another Pinky Stickers printable, and then I'm going to use some deco from the kit to mark in my checklist for this evening. When I set up this spread, I wasn't sure whether I was going to be able to upload my March monthly on Wednesday, so I didn't want to put it in my planner. On Thursday, I was again working from home, so I've added in another Plannerface script, and then another Pinky Stickers printable for my second weight session of the week. Thursday evening was also the day that the new Sims pack came out, so I'm adding in a Pinky Stickers printable for playing The Sims in the evening. Although I've marked it first in the evening, I did actually get all of my little jobs for my checklist done before it came out because I wanted a little bit of uninterrupted Sims time. I can then move on to Friday when I was back in work, and I'm first using a third box to mark in that we had a section meeting this day, which got cancelled after 5 minutes because our section lead was ill, but I've still kept it in my planner because I didn't really do a lot this day. If I'd had another decorative box, I would have probably just covered up work on Friday, but you'll see in my final spread that I just put a swearing vanilla on Friday because I was so done by the time I finished work. Like, objectively it wasn't a bad day, but I just couldn't focus on anything, so I kind of felt really deflated when I drove home. The meeting in the afternoon that I'm just adding in with an event label and a phone doodle from the kit was also cancelled, but I've still kept that in my planner as well. And then I'm adding in my checklist for Friday evening using a vanilla from Papershire. I'm just going to pop back to Thursday evening and add in a quarter box from the kit and a stick with the Planko girl doing a face mask to mark in a little bit of me time after I stopped playing The Sims, because I can't play The Sims up until when I go to bed, otherwise I won't sleep. I was then initially going to try and do my planning time on Friday evening, but I just felt so crap after work that I didn't want to do it, so at some point this weekend I'm going to set up for next week, and then we can move on to the weekend. So Saturday is going to be quite a busy day. I'm using 2 double boxes layered over the top of each other with a workout emoji to mark in team training. And then I'm using a quarter box with some deco from the kit and an edit script from Plannerface to mark in editing and recording this voiceover before I go to training. Also this morning I'm trying to squeeze in all of my little jobs from my checklist, which I'm marking in using some deco from the kit. And then I'm going to move to the end of Saturday and use a half box from the kit to mark in going to my friend's birthday party this evening. Although this half box already had a bit of deco printed on it, I'm adding a stick with the Planko girl having a cocktail as well. And then before that I'm marking driving there using an event label and a car doodle from Plannerface. Annoyingly, this event label is nowhere near the amount of time that it's going to actually take us to drive there, so when I set up this spread, the turnaround that I have between getting home from team training and having to leave to go to my friend's birthday party is a lot longer than it actually is in real life, so I think I'm going to fix that when I finish the spread for this afternoon. Moving on to Sunday, I'm first marking in at my checklist, and then I need to go and pick up my click and collect using an event label and the grocery doodle from the kit. And then I'm going to mark in uploading this video using a skinny event label with a YouTube button icon from Ickle & Co and an upload script from Plannerface. I'm then going to mark out my final weight session of the week using a Pinky Stickers printable, and then I pulled in this really cute Papershire sticker to mark in my friend's birthday with the birthday balloons from the kit. Sorry that we've jumped back to Monday, but when I'd set up all of this spread, I then remembered that on Monday I wanted to try and finish my March monthly because I'd been working on it for a couple days at this point and kind of working out what I wanted to do. So I'm using a third box with the pen pot doodle from the kit to mark in working on that. I can then go back in and add in all of the dots for all of my checklists using my Pilot Friction pen, and then that is pretty much it for all of my stickers, and I can go back in and fill in all of my plans with the same pen. So this week has been a bit of a weird one. I've had some days where I felt like really motivated and really productive and I've got loads of portfolio work done, and other days where I just haven't been able to focus and I've got nothing done all day, or I've written like 50 words in 4 hours and I'm just like, why can't my brain focus on this? I'm so glad that I've got some annual leave next week because I've been doing this rotation for 3 weeks now and I'm completely out of the practice of learning and having to write work up like case studies and stuff. I finished uni almost 10 years ago, and you definitely lose those skills that you have for like studying in uni if you don't keep them up, and I haven't had to keep them up, so I've completely lost them. I think I posted in one of my Instagram captions this week that this cannot be the brain that I finished my master's degree with, and you know what, it's not, and that's okay because it's been a long time since I had to do a significant amount of learning in a short space of time. But that's enough about work. The rest of this week has just been fairly chill. Like, I really enjoyed getting my March monthly finished and getting that video up within like 2 days. I think it was a really quick turnaround time for me for a video. And then on Thursday I had my new Sims pack come out and I am really enjoying it so far. It definitely fits in with my type of gameplay, and the infant update is just adorable, although they do cry a lot. I think when I have a bit of downtime next week, when I have my annual leave, I'm definitely going to be playing a lot of Sims. This weekend is turning out to be a little bit busier than I would like. I mean, I could have not gone to team training and just trained in the gym that's closer to my house, but like, where's the fun in that? I'm supposed to be maxing out my overhead squat today, and I don't want to be doing that just on my own in my regular gym. I think I'll need the support of the rest of the team cheering me on, to be honest. But I'm really excited to go to my friend's birthday party this evening. I get to see some family friends that I haven't seen in a long time, and also it'll just be nice to pop home for a couple of hours. The main thing that's making today really long is because there's going to be so much driving, but oh well. My focus for this week was still that I was doing my oncology rotation because I really wanted to get my first 2 sections sorted this week, and I did manage that, so I'm pretty happy. But that is everything for my pre-planning. Let's take a look at the finished spread. So here is the spread all filled out, and I really like how this one's turned out. I'm really liking using the floral deco every now and then in this planner because it just makes the whole spread look really light and airy. I think this kit works really well for Mother's Day while also fitting with my March theme colour, so I'm really pleased that I shopped my stash for this week and used something that was kind of old that was a little bit of a challenge. So that's everything for this video, friends. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments down below. Drop the video a like if you enjoyed it, and if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you next time. Bye!